purposed freighter drifts through space. As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi? I thought we agreed on a World War II campaign. Oh. Did we? That's cool. I can pivot. The smell of smoke curdles in your nostrils. Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, 3 strangers will meet in a dim bar. A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge, and a space mercenary sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe your characters. How did you do that? I have the right tools for the job.
I am Worth, what's up? Hey.
Hello. Let's see, here we go.
A story once spoken is ageless. The dungeon imagined without end. The curious are the ones most courageous. The tree that endures has to bend. From stillness the mad mage is stirring. From countless voices the castle takes shape.
Hello, hello.
Zagig will test the enduring.
Yeah, I hope they can hear us.
Those unlucky
Yeah,
will
I
never
imagine so.
escape.
Yep.
Good on time. Thanks, man. Good. Throat was a little scratchy. Just had my son run down and get me a seltzer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I always have cough drops for every time I'm on Twitch.
Right. Let that go twice. We're early, so we're good.
Yep. Thought I'd grab the physical books too, not only the PDFs.
I got too. If I do that, I am running too much upstairs and downstairs. So
Yep.
I have some of them. Like I have the Free State Greyhawk books here, but
Yep. I have
I got
piles of Greyhawk
boxes.
stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
It's a lot easier to find it in PDF because then I can search the whole,
Yeah.
all of it. So yeah. Oh.
interesting discussion for tonight. We'll see.
So I found the.
POV.
I
I
actually
had 30
have the
minutes
box
before
set,
my
and I even
campaign
have the
group
box,
showed up, and I
which
was
is
totally
almost
unprepared.
unheard
I
of
grabbed
me
my
because
ready
they got
set encounter
squished
box
over the
and
years.
boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables,
Mike.
stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players
we
still
go.
think I spent hours planning our great dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter. POV. I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was totally unprepared.
I meant to
I
shout
grabbed
out.
my Ready Set Encounter box and boom, everything I needed for an epic session. Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot tables, stat blocks, and miniatures, all ready to go. My players still think I spent hours planning our great dragon encounter. If you're a busy dungeon master, get Ready Set Encounter live now on Kickstarter.
Nice. Hey, Patrick. Enjoy.
This is an interesting one. We haven't meddled in local politics on this channel forever, so this is good. When we talked about Greyhawk politics last, it was more like from a macro level. Now we're getting into the weeds more, so to speak, so I think it's great. Yeah. Take like one sample. Yeah.
Awesome.
It's really just the best sample we got.
Yeah, the most detailed sample, definitely. So, yeah. It's a bit like life in the universe. There is only one sample, and that's Earth. So they have to speculate from one sample. And Greyhawk is a little bit better though, because we have data on other places, but not as much as we have from Greyhawk.
I don't know. They think they found some kind of microscopic life on Mars last week.
Yeah, they at least they found residue of life, so to speak. Yeah. So they found they found material that if they've seen similar things on Earth, and on Earth they know it comes from life, but they can't be sure about that on Mars yet. But it's a strong indication, and I guess that's the interesting thing. Life would not be like, hey, it's not a binary thing. We will find it, like we don't know about it, and then we will find it. It will be like a gradual discovery, bit by bit by bit, and then eventually we will be certain sometime in the distant future or the near future. But so this, I think, was one clear indication that there's been something. Yeah, but it's not foolproof evidence yet. Yeah.
Jeremy, what's up?
But it's awesome. Yeah. There were amino acids and a bunch of stuff like that. That it's probably life, but they can't rule out other stuff yet. So yeah, from what I understand, but it's cool. Really cool. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yes.
But if we can,
yeah, if it's alien overlords that are hiding it, then we know it's life out there. So yeah, that kind of proves it.
Hype us up. All right, kicking off a week, 4 streams with some great stuff coming up.
Yeah, hopefully, yeah.
Including Ed Sunday night. Yes. that Greenway comes back. So Patrick sent me a bunch, and I was like, oh, I gave away some other things, but look, that would have been perfect. Tales of the Outer Plains. I'm gonna look at this. I'm
yeah.
gonna look at that for Githyankai stuff and other things.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never seen that before.
That one?
Oh,
No?
it's a good one.
No.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's not specific Greyhawk, but
Patrick, I'm not
since
giving
it's
that
out
one
in
away
the
right now.
in multiverse, it's definitely usable. Yeah.
So let's see here. I'm trying to figure out. We're doing classic D&D reprints tonight. How about we go a little monstrous here? We'll go Githyankai, but we'll go this cover. So if you don't have a Fiend Folio, here you go. Fiend Folio, or of course always this. We get over level 3. I'll do double for that. What's up, Chuck? I'll do double for the giveaway on.
Hello.
I hear a sound
Chuck.
reverb.
Uh-oh. I don't hear. It sounds good for me.
It's coming. I hear it's not you. Yeah. It's good old. There we go. Awesome. All right. So, who rules Greyhawk? Figured this topic will take at least the first hour. Then we'll go into general Q&A on the second, maybe.
Well,
Yeah.
we'll see, Jay. I have 4 pages of notes.
Nice.
I was going to say,
right.
Jay, this is about politics, and you can take forever. You can
That's
deep
fine.
one.
It goes a full 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah,
That's
we'll
great.
see. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Hey, note, I saw more and more stuff's filling up on Virtual GrowCon.
Well, yeah, I haven't checked today.
Yeah, you lost a sign up on your game. You backed up.
Well, it never showed up in my list. I could see that it was ticked off, but yes. But
you know
I'll
someone
see.
Probably went in and didn't check out. It happens
exactly.
all the time.
That's what my guess too. So
there's still games. There's still games available.
and I will run it. That's for sure. So and we might get another person or so. We'll see. Yeah.
So where to begin on this?
Yeah.
The early days.
Probably chronologically.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there's 2 sides to it. One, we have the publication and the publication history of it and so on, and what's on the text. But then we can also speculate from an in-game perspective of it too. So we can look at it from many angles, and then we can speculate a bit of it both from the to how to use it in your campaign, running it as an adventure perspective, but then also speculate, okay, how are fantasy cities run, and what are the implications and ideas and possibilities and stuff. Those are things that I thought of, so to speak. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it's a cool topic, and we'll have some fun with it. So Greyhawk goes back to how far? 100 CY?
Yeah, it was they founded it, and the Great Kingdom took the area and won, so to speak, at this beginning, because when they founded the city of Greyhawk, that's when they changed the dating system. So it was declared universal peace or something like that, and then they had year 0, and that's when Greyhawk was, I think, officially founded. So it is like 600 years soon. So
okay.
Yeah. But before then, it was like the barony of Celinton. So that was probably a Celinton town or something there, or the village of Greyhawk or something like that.
Who lived there?
Probably the Baron of Celinton, who was the guy who ran the place before it became
Sewell, Flan.
We don't know really. Yeah. It's one of these kind of open for debate, so to speak. Yeah, and then, but that's when the Iridians came in and took it. And we have indication, meaning we have Sewell on next door, we have a Flan around and stuff. So there is like an open, and I'm sure there were Iridian settlers before the Great Kingdom took over too. So he could have been from, or mixed of anything in that sense.
Okay.
Yeah, because it was what we know. So there's like that little part there, and then the Great Kingdom came in, organized it, took over, and made it into one of their regional centers, so to speak, and then it started taking off from there. And then a couple of 100 years later, whatever exact date it was, it became independent from the Great Kingdom. when the Great Kingdom started falling apart. I forgot what date that was, but
And
after
how
a
long
couple
did
of hundred.
Zadig rule it?
Yeah,
know,
Mike,
Mike?
do you know
Over
that better?
100 years.
Over
Yeah.
100? Wow.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was a long time. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's some staying power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Nice.
So the city is not that ancient by Greyhawk
No.
terms, meaning we have Rel Devon, Rel Astra, and even Rel Mord and others. They are hundreds of years older than that. And then we have places like Neoldra and probably other Becluni cities and others. They are way older than that. So I would say it's a fairly young city by Greyhawk standards in that sense. It's or on the younger side, because a lot of the others are probably older. It's not the real, like Shendel and others are younger still, but it's like a middle-aged or something, or on the younger half of the city. So a lot of cities are older, especially back east, like the Rel Mords, Rel Devons and stuff. They are hundreds of years older. Some of them are probably 1,000 years older. Take Elissa. The kingdom of Elissa was established probably 1,000 years before Greyhawk City was there, and the kingdom of Keoland had been around for hundreds and hundreds of years too.
All right.
Yeah, so it's not it's more like that thriving middle-aged city in that sense. It's still finding its place and stuff. It's not an old decadent city that has been around too long and lost its purpose. It's still there and has its purpose. So that, I think, it's still vibrant, and the reason the city was built is still viable even in the year 600, so to speak. Trade and the strategic location and so on is still there. The world around it has changed, but not too much. Meaning, take Divers for example. Divers has lost more of its reason because it was like the Western capital of region of the Great Kingdom when they had it was split up. It was like the vice royalty. It was like Delhi in India or something like that changed its purpose when the British occupation or colonization left. British
Divers is
Empire
older than
left.
Greyhawk?
Probably, yeah. And or at least the same age. But Divers they chose it to be the vice seat of the vice royalty, which to me indicates that it's probably older, but not by enormous amount, but maybe 50 or 100 years or something like that.
Okay.
But it might also be strategic locations. It was easier to reach that part of the kingdom, so they might be of the same age. I'm not really sure. Someone in chat might correct me and have that, but it's interesting to see that the purpose of Divers have changed. They've gone from being the second most important city in an empire to now just become a small, or like a little regional free city that minds its own business, so to speak. And Greyhawk has kind of kept more of its
Castle Martine, it's from Treasures of Greyhawk, and
so
it may
that
be
is
ancient. Yeah, it may be old.
exactly. We don't know, but that might be part of that prehistory of when you had the barony of Silintan and all that. You can have, meaning maybe even Robilar and stuff like that might be part of that prehistory too. That was already there when the city was built.
I don't think so.
No,
I don't think so.
no.
I think Robilar was now.
Yeah, he came. Yeah,
Yeah.
And then we have Hardby. We should mention it because Hardby is that kind of companion rival at the same time, next door city, so to speak.
Yep.
And in my kind of view, it seems like Hardby is the older of the two. It was probably a port city when Greyhawk was founded, so to speak. But that's just my
There's no
guess.
mention of it though. There's
Exactly.
No mention
We
of
don't
how old the
exactly. We
history is
don't
on
have
that
any
either.
mention of that ancient history of Hardby. Yeah.
Yeah. It's another good question.
Now that Anna's laid the groundwork,
yes,
who rules the free city of Greyhawk?
Yeah, exactly. Who rules it? Yeah.
I think the scope of this could be within the published Greyhawk being
okay.
570s forward. We know Zadig was Lord Mayor for a very long time. That was in the 300s. So like somewhere in there, like 400 to 570, good 170 years roughly. There was who knows who was the Lord Mayors at that time? Could have been many of them.
Yeah, and there's no like unlike
And,
Keeland, there's no published
right.
timeline of that that we know of that's actual canon.
Yeah,
Or,
I'm pretty sure the people who followed Zadig did not live as long as he did.
right. And
But yeah,
from Gore novels start in what, 560 or 558 or something? When did the Gore novels start?
The Gordon, I think they are a few years before the box set, from what I
Yeah.
remember. Jason Savoda, 73, 72, or a few years before. But go back and listen to the Jason Savoda when he analyzed the books.
They're more than a few years before, because there's all his growing up years. So I think they start in like 550 something.
Okay, that might be,
and then
yeah.
go
But
into
the main book,
570.
yeah, the main book kind of the main story runs, yeah.
Right.
But then he's like a 18 or early 20s or something. So that's true. It must start like earlier. So yeah.
do we know who was the Lord Mayor at that time of the novel?
Well, no.
Or the rulership?
We know who the head of the Thieves Guild is.
Yeah.
And that's Aaron Toll.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
And we know Gaspar's the king of the beggars.
Yeah.
Well, he's not the
and
mayor.
We know a beggar. Yeah, we know a beggar master's not going to be
right, but
in charge.
But Aaron Toll's not the mayor.
All right. But is Aaron Toll on the directing oligarchy?
Well, that's a good question too, and I don't think so. It's but once again, Gary doesn't mention that. I don't believe.
It's not mentioned.
Right.
Yeah. The thing is, we have two slightly overlapping versions of the City of Greyhawk, and I guess for new viewers that might be people who haven't followed the publication history. Meaning, we have the Saga of Old City that came out, the book that detailed Greyhawk, that was written by Gary, and the Gorge stories, and then came the box set of City of Greyhawk box set. They came out. They were probably written at the same time and published close to each other, and then Gary was ousted from TSR, and after that, and maybe the box set wasn't published after, but anyway, they share a lot of the stories because they were published by TSR, both of them. And then after that, there was one other Gord book that came out published by TSR, but that didn't cover the City of Greyhawk much, because then Gord was out on adventures in the rest of the Flannies. So the cities maybe mentioned briefly here and there, but it was not part of the story. But then Gary, he had the license to continue to publish the rest of the Greyhawk or Gord novels after he had left by New Infinities. So then this book came out, The City of Hawks, where he goes back and retells the story of Gord in the City of Greyhawk in his image, so to speak. So here he presents an alternate version, his version of the city, that is way grimmer and, in my opinion, a lot cooler than what came in the box set. But what I need to say is that one doesn't exclude the other. You can use this vision and basically everything that is in the box set. One doesn't contradict each other that much. It's the only thing is that one complements each other. This paints a different picture, but you can still use all the guilds and all the data and all the locations and all of that from the box set. That's how I treated my city, so to speak. But that's up to flavor, so to speak. You have a different map in this one that I prefer, but there's a lot of people prefer the TSR version. And so I just wanted to mention that there are these forked version of City of Grey with a large overlap, so to speak.
Yeah. Actually, Bill says, Canonfire says that Naroth became mayor in 571. I'm sorry, he wasn't guildmaster. Orgnention was at that time.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, and that's one of the things I was scratching my head about today is Org is the guildmaster and his best friend is the assistant guildmaster, but he pushes Naroth to be the mayor,
right?
Yeah,
because he's more charismatic than Org.
Yeah.
Org is the brains,
right?
Naroth is the charisma. So that's what I was trying to think of. who preceded Neroff? This we don't have an answer to this. So it's just a thought exercise. Because like, were the thieves in charge, or was the thieves already in charge, and this was just the latest, run of it?
Yeah.
The latest generation stepped in, Oregon Neroff. I think that would be something interesting to talk about, but it's like I said, we have nothing to go on.
No, but my guess is that at least back in the Great Kingdom years, in the early years, then I think they were more like organized from the top. It was commanded by the emperor, and he made sure that it was corrupted, but not from the down. It was corrupted from up, rather, so to speak.
What we're going to find out here is, from at least from my notes, from 570 to 591, or maybe even 598, if you're talking living ground. The upper class of the city of Greyhawk, the nobles, even the people whose families go back to the Great Kingdom, they're not necessarily the ones. They're not even close to the ones in charge. They just are just living off their wealth. That the city is ruled by, politicians who have their own roles, and the upper class want nothing to do with it.
Yeah,
like,
and to me that I noticed that too, because there are some sirs and dames and stuff like that in the story, and to me that indicates more like there used to be a noble class that I think have their remnants from the Great Kingdom days, imperial days.
Right. Later on in this, Roger Moore in The Adventure Begins wrote a really good section on the old nobility and the new nobility.
Oh, okay.
Where is this?
It's in Adventure Begins.
I don't have a page number.
But it's in The Adventure Begins.
Yeah. So a lot of my notes comes from the box set and The Adventure Begins.
Right.
It's kind of a bookend. It's 570s.
Yep.
591.
Right.
Nothing in between, not a whole lot changes.
From the Ashes has a lot of things on characters in the city, but not
Roger does most of the changes.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that sounds to me like Roger looked at all the sources and then explained this. That might have just been someone just put cool things in there, or that might have been a thought behind it from the beginning. I don't know.
So to quickly throw out what I worked on, coming up with this topic. So we all know the oligarchs run the city. In 576, there are 16 of them. And in 591, there's 18 of them. The number fluctuates. It goes as low as 12, goes as high as 18.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Different people switch different positions. Some are added, some are dropped for various reasons. Yeah. But they tend to keep this. It's the people in power, the wealthy, the intelligent, the spiritual. They're the ones who run the city.
Yeah. And also one comment to that with the numbers and stuff, that probably because they probably don't have that much of a written constitution that tells exactly how many. They probably keep it a little bit more pragmatic, because that way they can change it to fit the circumstances. If someone goes crazy and doesn't fit the picture, they can, or bribe enough or whatever, they can oust them and then let them in again.
I do believe it was referenced somewhere that a lot of the rules that they go by in the present day game timeline were created by Zygate. Zygate is the first Lord Mayor of the Free City.
Yeah, exactly. So he took over. He was the first one after liberation, so to speak, or independence. Yeah.
So any of the crazy rules that come out, either the serious rules or the crazy rules, he probably came up with them.
Yeah.
According to a couple of sources, Gorg was 552, by the way, born. So 18 goes, if he's 18, it takes it right to 570. I guess that's why everyone's made that, But,
And to me, sorry, go on.
I was going to say, the last thing I was going to say is, we can talk about the oligarchs who come and go. But the other who rules Greyhawk is, I do think there are other people who are very influential in the city who are not like, that's a great example. I do think the old and new nobility are influential, even if they don't want anything to do with, the daily running of the city. They're influential. So that's the last thing I think I would talk about is the others.
Very cool.
Yeah, there are always some technocrats that don't have a formal. Yeah, exactly. Some technocrats and others who are part of running the city, literally. So they have influence, and then you probably have some really powerful foreigners that we have hidden secret stores that we will get to. That also part of it, not formally, but they are influential, like the ambassadors.
You're
and
not wrong, Anna.
Yeah.
But for my notes, I totally avoided foreign influence.
Oh, okay.
And I had enough just the people who live in the city.
But that's something we can speculate.
Okay.
Yeah, because Greyhawk has interesting both possibilities and stuff with the rest of the world. But that's
the
speculation.
Ambassadors and diplomats influence the government. I'm trying to focus on who rules.
Oh, exactly. So we can get into speculations later. So we should leave that. They disappeared.
Me.
Yep, there we go.
I just hit a wrong button.
Yep.
Oh, now everything's wonked. Give me a sec.
Yep.
Let me go to 13.
Yeah. Another thing we should speculate in is how do you become an oligarch is another one we should talk about later on when we should list them and talk about the published sources here a bit.
I don't know if you know.
In one of my campaigns, I had a character who did this, Anna.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
So maybe we can speculate.
Oh, yes. Yeah, we should. Yep.
All
right. Where do we start?
In the box set, there's an easy, handy list of the oligarchs.
I got it right here. What page?
Now, it's actually one of the earliest pages of the Yellow Book, I believe.
Yeah, the folk feuds and yeah.
It's the second
on
here.
page 6.
Yeah, really early on.
Yeah.
This list will not change a whole lot. It'll be added to, and someone will come and go, but that list is pretty solid throughout.
Yep.
You know, we've already talked about Neroff pretty extensively. Everyone knows about him. I think the main thing to point out, though, is his entire goal is he wants to be accepted by the upper class. He was born in the slums. So the fact that he's from the slums, the upper class, the ones who, can trace their family back to the Great Kingdom, they hate him. Or they just look down on him.
Because he's an upstart that,
Yeah, so Neroff is already at the top of the pyramid, and it doesn't matter. He doesn't get the respect he wants.
What about Org's background? Anyone know about that?
Just that they entered the Thieves Guild at the same time.
Yeah, my guess is that if you're high in nobility, you don't need to enter the Thieves Guild. You can you steal money otherwise. You don't have to go around pilching it or stealing it that way. You
did see an interesting reference that Org, as to like what their interests are in running the city. Org, the Thieves Guild kind of runs itself, right? Jay, these two guys can go and play politician, and the Thieves Guild runs itself.
I read that out of line.
Yeah. Org mentioned, I saw a comment that says he wants to root out evil cults. And I thought that was kind of interesting.
Well, I can understand it in a way because the Thieves Guild fills an interesting niche here. They are kind of officially a criminal syndicate, but they are in that sense more like a government militia because they are approved and even run by the highest officials. So they are kind of an unofficial government entity, meaning you collect taxes and stuff. But if someone doesn't try to cheat on taxes, you send the Thieves Guild and steal the money anyway.
Yeah.
So they are the backup tax collectors, and they can function, and they also function as the brute, meaning if you break the law or do something, you can either send the watchman, but if that doesn't intimidate them, you send someone like the assassins or the Thieves Guild or something like that. So they also the enforcers from the city. So that's my guess. It's like a lot of countries in the real world, they are run that way too. So
as a bonus, Jay, I had a lot of time on my hands this week.
All right, cool.
I also analyzed the directing oligarchies alignments.
Oh, awesome.
Most of them are neutral.
There's a high amount of neutrality, but there are some interesting wrinkles in there. Anyhow,
but
I was going to say,
makes sense.
with Org and Neroff, the thieves on top of the pyramid, they're both lawful neutral.
Yeah.
So they're loyal to each other. And I think they both genuinely want to improve the city. They're not trying to, rob the city blind and
because
get super rich.
because everyone and it makes sense that they're neutral because they want stability. Because when you reach that level, they're all benefiting from a rich city full of vibrant activities that generates money and prestige. So I can sense that they all want a vibrant city where trade can happen and stuff. So
Gabriel's right. He's the godfather.
He's
the godfather.
Yeah.
I like this this paragraph here. Note that Nerf has access to many magical items. After all, he can call on Karen, that's Karen Jalushin, for the aid of the Guild of Wizardry, but prefers not to rely on magical aid unless he has to.
It's almost like, okay, the Guild of Wizards and the Guild of Thieves, they trust each other. It's almost like a group of adventurers settled down and said, hey, let's rule the city ground.
Yeah, but it can also be like over time, you have pragmatic people that are both savvy, smart, flexible, but also understands that if we build this together and trust comes from we need each other in order to, they're like, so I can see it practically, so to speak. It's pragmatic.
Now, that said, Org and Nerf maybe dole out the dirty jobs to other people on that list.
Oh, yeah.
That we would get to.
Yeah, okay. Because it does say here's a dominant subgroup within the guild.
Yeah. There's a block of votes that is totally in favor of the Thieves Guild.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the Merchants and Traders Union is disproportionately represented on this list.
Yeah, there's 4 of them.
And they're going to do, like Anna said, they're going to do what's good for trade. And then the Thieves Guild are in charge, so they got their hooks in that.
Yeah. But I can also see it that some of these people on this list are not there because they are super influential. They are there because they're really high up and want someone else to blame as well, so to speak. So you elevate some people up in order to be able to see they are running that. If it goes to hell, it's their fault, so to speak. So you can circulate a certain amount of high ups in order to, you want them there, but you don't want them too powerful. So
within the Merchants and Traders Union, maybe I can see that because there's so many of them. But I tend to when I look at the rest of the list, the clerics, the wizards. A lot of maybe not Odaluk, but they are probably competent to me.
Exactly, they're powerful enough that they are, and that might also be that they put them there in order to keep an eye on them, meaning keep your enemies closer than keep your enemies close, but your friends close, but your enemies even closer. So and rivals. So
who's next on the list?
Yeah.
Well,
we have Turin Deathstalker.
There's 2 evil people on here. I Turin Deathstalker and Gloretti Buchanan.
Right. Yeah. Those were the ones I referenced.
Right.
They're both definitely in league with the Thieves faction. They do the dirty jobs.
Turin seems to be more out of deeds than conviction in some ways. Yeah. If your job is to literally go around eliminating, he's the head of wet jobs, so he's the one that takes care of the.
He hates humanoids for what they did to him and tortured him and all that stuff.
Yeah,
so
So he's a good person to have on the job, so to speak. He can handle it.
You wouldn't want to cross him though.
No, that's
interestingly, he's from the Shieldlands. So first off, he's become a citizen. He's not natural born.
Yeah.
Also, it says that he runs 3 businesses. No, they might be fronts, sure. But like he has legitimate businesses that he can point out.
Yeah, and he at least you want to have a cover job when you have that job.
Yeah.
Because this is the era. This book is the first time he gets changed over just a fighter instead of a dual class fighter assassin. Which he is. Yeah. Which is really cool. But and then
this is pre-war too, so this is
this is early. Which is
good.
This is good. All right, so why don't we go look at go down by chapter and just see all right.
Sure.
So thanks, John. So I like here right here in this paragraph down here, talks about the Ren of the Star is the one he's always gambling and having all sorts of problems.
That's one of the incompetent ones.
Yeah,
That Anna says, he could be a fall guy.
I like this guy here, Lop Cobran, and it says here, Cobran is under the instructions of one of my favorite characters in the whole book, Jandazur. Reports back to her and thus to the Church of Tritherion about decisions to oligarchy. So he must be a Tritherion worshiper, right? He must be kind of good Tritherion worshiper.
Yeah.
He's reporting back to the head of the church.
There's not a whole lot to go on with him. Otherwise, he's not in league with the Thieves Guild, but he's spying for Tritherion.
Right.
But he might not necessarily be a Tritherion, but probably, but not necessarily.
Yeah, she's not trusting anyone besides Tritherion worshippers. I'm telling you that. The Tritherion people do not trust anyone. No one, but people in their inner circle. It's just the way it is with them, especially Fultians. They hate them.
But spoiler: Ren of the Star and Laup both don't last throughout the list.
Yeah, and Lop Crawburn, yeah.
They move on.
Yeah, they buy from the ashes, right?
I'm not sure if it's in From the Ashes or in.
I know Ren of the Star is the death of him.
He definitely goes out. Yeah.
So, all right. Yeah, so there's Narov Gazgul, and just talking about here his background. Remember, this book is, this book goes to, look at this right here. It says, this book is up to 581. Right here. Because it says Horn Society. This is where that weirdness comes in, where the Horn Society and the Bandit Kingdoms take over Shieldlands before Ayuz does.
Yeah, because this was published in 89. So this was published when they were writing, when Carl Sargent and others were writing From the Ashes. It wasn't From the Ashes wasn't published yet, but it was written. So I'm sure that Carl Sargent and others had already the timeline for the war and all that lined up and ready to go when they wrote the box set, City of Greyhawk box set. So I'm sure that some of that has peeked in here, even if it's not formally set during or after the war.
But Horn Society and Bandit Kingdoms have nothing to do with that.
Wait, what do you mean?
It says here, right here,
that they're obsessed with Horn Society as the enemy here for some reason.
It says, since the invasion and carving up of the Shieldlands by the conniving forces of the Horn Society and the Bandit Kingdoms, 579 to 581. Yeah, that is from the events of what's going on in the Dragon magazines.
Right?
Yeah, but that was also part of the war. That was part of the. Oh yeah, that's part of From the Ashes. Yeah, the history of the Shieldlands.
Pre-wars.
Yeah.
No, the Bandit Kingdoms never invades. No,
it's an alliance between Warfields and Horn Society that invades Shieldlands first, and then Ayuz takes over the whole thing afterwards. That's the story of the Shieldlands. Yeah, I've read it like 50 times the last 10 years. Yeah, because I wanted to dissect it. Yeah, that's the.
If they're already taken over. Why did they fight Ayuz?
Exactly, that's the thing. I doesn't make sense to me either. So that's why I changed it. So yeah, yeah.
Okay, as I said, there's a lot
of weird stuff there. So yes, yeah.
Because I never understood that right there.
I also thought I needed to explain it some other way because to me it seemed weird.
Not happening. So
okay, there you go.
Because in my game, we did a whole war with the Bandit Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Trying to get into the Shieldlands at Fortress Elendar and all that, and they stopped them.
But I'm kind of curious because it's almost always the Horn Society that is the big enemy in this book. Like the people in the city are scared of the Horn Society, which to me is weird because they are so far away and they have to go through a lot of countries or whatever. But on the other hand, when they wrote this, they knew that the Horn Society has taken the Shieldlands and then become neighbors, so to speak, across the lake.
I mean, that makes sense.
Yeah, so now when you see it from that perspective, it makes more sense. Yeah,
I just it's one of those weird.
Oh yeah, it's super weird. I had to explain it by changing the background story in order for that what happened to actually make sense. Yeah.
Thanks, Tim. All right, so who do you want to talk about, Mike? Since you got the notes on this, let's rock and roll this.
So I think an important one to get on then next is the Captain General of the Watch,
Sentinel
Nerev at that time.
He's a good one.
If there is another faction, a voting bloc on that council, it is probably the Law, even though even though Nerev and Org are both lawful neutral, the Law and Order, the Watch people are definitely not in their pocket, but they keep order. You know, everyone knows in the city knows.
We can mention this book when we talk about that, because this is Robin Wayne Bailey, Night Watch. It's a night watchman in Greyhawk. It's not as canon as, and it's a different city kind of, so to speak. But it's published by TSR, but it's not Gary. It's another author, and they looked at the box set and all that. Let's see what year this came out. This is published in.
But that's the Night Watch.
1990. So the year after. So this was written probably when the box set was written. So it has a lot of overlap, but it's one Night Watchman. But I think Robin Wayne Bailey
89 or 99?
90. So it's
90,
a year after.
Okay, 90. Okay.
Yeah, 90.
I thought it was later than that.
Oh, yeah, I thought so too. That's why I had to double check. But it's so it was part of the scheme of selling the city. They probably thought that it was a big thing. But the interesting thing is there's not a Greyhawk logo on it, so they try to be generic, and it's slightly generic, but it could be something of interest. I just wanted to mention it as one of these pseudo Greyhawk products that came out. Yeah.
So it looks like Sentel's got a lot of stuff going on, like his brother's being held in Stoink.
Yeah, it's funny. He's in one part of it. It says he's incorruptible, but then he is being blackmailed. By the
it's but it's full of inconsistencies. But it's a gaming product, so yeah.
But he's definitely maybe at one time was good at his job, but needed to go out. Interestingly, his second in command is the constable.
Derrida Fashion.
Derrida Fashion, yeah. A female priestess of Palor, no less.
Yeah.
Which when I was reading this today, I was like, man, I did not remember that. Like,
you thought it was a he. She was a he.
Well, no, not that. I didn't remember the Palor connection, because like the high priestess of Palor is not on the council, but this person is.
The high priestess of Palor is the high priestess, the priests and priestesses are very powerful with they're the high, like some of the highest level people in all of the city, 18th level, 16th level. But yeah, she's neutral good. They're both neutral good. You would think if they're uncorruptible, they may be more lawful good, but she's neutral good as well.
So that tells you the City Watch, who both of them are very well respected. The City Watch are probably neutral good as well, chaotic good, whatever. They're not scoundrels. It's the City Watch is not overrun with thieves and stuff,
right?
Because those two certainly wouldn't put up with it.
Is that Night Watch book about the Night Watchman or about the City Watch? Because
it's a Night Watch. It's the Night Watchman. I think he's the night shift of the City Watch. It's been 20 years since
the
I
Night
read it, or
Watchman's an independent organization, actually.
So it might not be super detailed in that sense. I was just curious
if he was part of the City Watch at night, or is he a Night Watchman?
Yeah, I haven't read it since 95 or something like that.
That's okay. Yeah, I haven't.
But it is unquestionably Greyhawk, because you have the Greyhawk symbol in here, and you have the map in here. So it's unquestionably Greyhawk once you open it. But they didn't put the Greyhawk logo on top. So that was the
Yeah.
sad part.
See, look,
So yeah.
the guild. It's a guild. The Guild of Night Watchmen is an organization that augments the
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
forces of law
Yeah.
and order.
So he belongs to that part. So yeah, he
Okay.
goes
So
out
yeah,
and
okay.
solves crimes and stuff.
While you're talking about Night Watchman, that's one of my other people who rules the city, Greyhawk, who is, I like one of the hidden powers. I think the Night Watchmen as a group is got a lot of power. They work in concert with the City Watch. They're very well respected. They're allowed to carry weapons when others,
They
maybe aren't.
they are allied with the Lamplighters Guild because
Yeah.
they go around and assist them in the evening. They're in every. They're in. See, we have a huge in my campaign, a huge amount of Night Watchmen.
Nice.
Walt has the legendary Alphonse D'Amato, ex-senator from New York State, as he's second in command of the Night Watch in Greyhawk. But they're all. And here's the thing about them: lawful good, lawful neutral, rarely neutral good. They rarely, and they take gnomes and half elves.
Demi-humans,
because of their infravision ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think that's definitely one of these little hidden powers in the city.
Yeah.
Actually has some swerve.
But I'd say with them, I think Garvin attempts to keep them non-political.
Oh yeah, but I mean Garvin himself, I say has the influence.
Yeah, and he
being
right, and he doesn't. From what I've read, he doesn't take his influence and beat down someone with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't think anyone messes with him. Number one, I don't think that organization's got they got super secret police. You never know where Night Watchman's going to be because they have their secret patrols. It's a cool idea.
Group that's probably universally respected.
Yeah.
By all the guilds. So.
Yeah.
And they probably also have a lot of rapport with the regular folks of the city, so they can, if you clamp down on them, they can probably raise more popular support than any other organization. Yeah.
Well, they're kind of like, I don't know if they even have them anymore. I should ask Curtis. They're kind of like the specials in San Francisco. They're independent police, and they actually get paid as supplemental to the regular police. So like the Garden Quarter and the High Quarter, they spend a lot of money to make sure that there's no one wandering around at night, and that's what
at night for sure. But in my readings, I found that in the Grand Citadel, in the box set, there is a special patrol, just like you're describing.
Yeah.
It's made up of deputy constables, watch sergeants, and at times,
Michael
Centolnarev himself, or whoever the general is, Captain General, plus one of the high-ranking wizards, high-ranking priests. So it's like they get together. If there's a really bad incident, then they call in the big guns.
I've taken that idea with Altamira, and normally they have a couple regulars, but with them it's a mage with wands, in case spells run out, not high level, and then usually a crossbow specialist, who tends to be the sergeant of the group or whatever. So it's a minimum of 4, just to make sure that there's some power behind it. Yeah, but so Garvin's not part of the oligarchy, correct?
Yeah, he is. That's why I was kind of saving that one. It's like he's not officially part of the oligarchy,
right?
But this is someone who has the ear of everyone on that list.
Yeah. And I'll say this for the writing, there's a healthy mix of all alignments in there, which is good.
Well, that was my study, Jay, about the healthy mix of alignments. From box set to The Adventure Begins, so 5 8, what did we say that was? 581 to 591, 10-year span. Only one chaotic character.
Who's that?
Only one. Well, okay, we'll skip ahead then.
I'm just curious.
The guildmaster of the Jewelers and Gem Cutters is Bodme Hollerdale.
Oh, there he is.
Who is just a guy, he's kind of in league with the thieves as well, but he's good at his job. When he retires 10 years later, his daughter, Gerda Hollerdill, becomes the guild master, and then she's on the oligarchy. Gerda is chaotic neutral.
Oh, so she's in the Adventure Begins.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, like I said, she's the only chaotic on that council that I found.
Good job. I did not know that. I've never,
No.
with us in our game, we've never gone beyond this. You know what I mean? As far as
right.
The base one, going into that where there's been changes and all.
I jumped around a lot.
No, that's
over
great
the years.
to know that you did that. So he retires. He doesn't die.
So yeah, Bodme, as far as I know, he just retires, and his daughter takes over, and she's into some shady.
He's not in. Because he's chapter 4, but he's really not listed stat wise in here.
They don't describe him. No.
Yeah,
no.
I just looked for him and I couldn't find him.
Yeah, that's why I kind of did the quick and dirty explanation.
Cool. Awesome.
Sorry, I'm giving you guys Gerda gets wrapped up in some stuff because she's chaotic.
Is that what Roger wrote? That she's a problem? Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. And that's under guilds in that book, or is it under?
That's
okay. I don't remember. It's no big deal. That's a long shot.
But the problem with Gerda is she's in a romantic relationship with Durnan Nathane.
Oh, there he is. Wow, he's still in there. The Merchants and Traders Union. Okay.
Yeah, and Durnan is one of the good ones. He's true neutral. He's not in league. Well, actually, maybe he is in League of Thieves Guild, but he's one of the dependable ones on that list.
Okay.
He's generally liked. He's a good businessman with a thieving background, and somehow I don't know the dynamics there, but apparently him and Gerda are an item, and I don't know how that works for oligarch dynamics either, having two people in a relationship.
He's got to be a lot older than her.
Yeah, that's true too. I didn't think of that.
Yeah, that's all right. Nothing wrong with that. Very cool. What about Carmen Howlmaster from the Merchants and Traders Guilds?
Carmen. So Carmen is also one of the ones that are former thieves turned merchant.
Wow.
Union members. Carmen is a cloth trader who it says Roger wrote. Roger has great detail. She was survived an attempted assassination and is crippled. Doesn't specify how, just that.
Yeah, maybe she's like walking with a cane or something like that.
Or when?
Several years ago, it says.
Okay.
So somewhere in between.
In between, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's why they're all together here. They're basically fun amongst thieves in this voting block.
Yeah. Right.
Okay. All right.
Carmen is a genius at like projections on trade, investing and stuff like that.
Well, whoops! I hit on the wrong button. Sorry. I'm trying to do too much here. My apologies. I'm just trying to do way too much with shout outs and everything. Duh. Okay. So, interesting. Because you have, so that leaves, that group here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. So that's 7 out of 16 right there. That's that's a large block together.
And that block doesn't ever really go down from in that 10-year span. They add 2 members in 591.
Oh, okay.
But there's still a huge voting block in favor of thieves at that time. Like I said, I think what got added was 2 more clerics. So the cleric voting block goes up.
Right.
But yeah, the rogues are still in charge.
So you have when you look at this, so you got the lawful part. You got the Jeritor and Centaur, and then you have, the. Imagine, I guess his title. It says role title function. I guess people know he's the Guild Master of Assassins.
That one I'm not entirely certain about. I would think so with a name like that.
Yeah, but that might be good for if you want to use it as a service. It both intimidates others, saying we have someone who's doing it, and it's also good PR if you want to recruit, if you want to solicit work, so to speak. Then people need to know about you. And it's also a way for the city to intimidate others, saying, "Well, don't come and mess with us and run some kind of influence operations or do something," because, yeah. So I could definitely, it's good if you have resources like that. It's good to not keep it too secret, because then someone might try something stupid simply because they didn't know you had it. So it makes a lot of sense to not keep all of your resources, your security measures. The enemy should understand that you put a lot of effort into it. Yeah,
unspoken secret.
Yeah. Exactly, not detail, and since Turing is not the one going around doing that work himself, they just need to make sure that people should know that there is a guild that can go around taking care of problems, so to speak.
And when Turin exits somewhere during the wars, he's replaced by another assassin.
Yeah.
Vesperian.
Yeah, because he becomes the mayor of Safeton, isn't it, later on? Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
And the guy who replaces him is much worse.
Sharon?
Vesperian.
Nesper.
Yeah. But he also, the times gets worse. So that's when worse people comes. When the times gets worse, you get worse people.
He's there in this book too.
Yeah.
He's multi-class, right? He's a half elf?
I believe so.
Vesper.
Yeah.
All right. I think Sargent liked the character and said, "Oh, he's just sitting here doing nothing. I'm going to have him do something."
Yeah, I'm sure that's part of it. Yep.
Yeah.
Speaking on Vesper, I was reading that he dislikes dwarves.
Yeah.
So there's a clash with Galadriel right there. And he is a sociopath, so he probably doesn't get along with anybody. So that might put a little, like,
there he is.
He might be the weak link in the thieves voting block.
Full-blooded gray elf.
Yeah. Ooh, full-blooded.
Yeah, but mage. It says mage thief here, but it's mage assassin.
So that's a rarity then, because besides Galadriel at the time, I think there was no other demi-humans on that list.
Yeah, I didn't see any others. They're all human except for Galadriel.
Right.
Yep. Yeah. So he's here. Yep. Just in here. All right. Good to know. So he takes the place. So there's always a spot for the Assassin's Guild, is what you're saying.
Right.
I'm sure they don't want to lose that ability.
Oregon Nerif wants that position of power for their voting block.
Yeah.
Vesper being a sociopath, he could easily be thrown off the list. There are other people in the later list, Jay, that get thrown out.
Okay.
Or maybe it was during Rules Greyhawk they get thrown out. Anyhow, you can get thrown off that list because that's why the number fluctuates. So Vesper's on that list because the thieves need that spot for the votes.
So, is there a vote every couple of years, or is it like?
I think they meet every month.
Yeah, I guess it's like a lot of other bodies, political bodies like this. You vote when it's needed. As soon as you have an issue that needs, I'm sure they have a standard amount of votes that they need to do like every year. They probably have some sort of budget procedure, taxation changes or whatever.
Members, kicking members out. That's, I didn't mean with general.
I'm not really sure how that would go.
Yeah, but then they probably have lots of votes on issues that comes up, so to speak. Should the city do this or X, Y, or Z or some whatever? Okay. So yeah, as soon as there's an issue, And then there's the routine stuff, I guess, like another country wants to send a new ambassador. Should we accept that person or not? And who's going to greet them or whatever? Or how much do we demand in order to acknowledge that ambassador or whatever, stuff like that. Yeah. And for Greyhawk, we have what's real world politics is about a lot of these days, trade negotiations. That has become very fashionable in the real world politics right now. That I think is a really important bit for Greyhawk as well. And that's kind of funny that shows that the box set came out in the 90s, and now I need to put a couple of little fun ones in here, because I think it's kind of funny, because it says that the taxes are really really low, except on rich people, because they poor people, they're very popular with the poor people because poor people don't pay much taxes. Rich people pay taxes and stuff. So it seems to be some sort of neoliberal progressive nirvana, so to speak, which to me is like no. When I get Gary's version of it, it's more like a hellhole for poor people, and rich people screw over poor people, as seen.
Well,
so there is like an interesting political shift whether you read this or whether you read the box set.
So with this box set,
yeah.
Thanks, Rock Frog. With this box set, the economy is all inward. It's not about external trade until From the Ashes comes.
It's kind of hinted at,
but it's not discussed at all. Then all the ambassadors come in and all From the Ashes, and then they talk about it a little bit more.
Yeah, but we can kind of we can understand a city this size that it has a small realm around it wouldn't thrive if it weren't having a lot of trade with other parts of the continent.
Agreed.
That's probably the reason for it being there in the first place. But on the other hand, that's something that always been there underhand. Like, there's the Castle Greyhawk that has all these riches under it. But on the other hand, if Sagi got all these riches, he probably got them from trade, so to speak. But they magically appear under the castle for some reason. So since it's a fantasy world, you can have other reasons. But in the real, if it has some sort of semblance to real economy, big cities like that are almost universally a result of trade, either within an empire or with other countries. But they need to trade with near and far. That's the reason you have a city in the first place. So cities don't live in a vacuum. They only exist.
Saying it's not the focus of the
exactly.
Discussion.
It's not. No. They just talk about you should adventure, but it's an adventure book. It's not a Yeah, it's not a world building. It's not a prime example of world building. It's a cool adventure supplement or like a source book. So yeah.
All right. So the next oligarchs are let's go to the spellcasters.
Right.
So you got Karen Jalushin, right?
Yeah. So the spellcasters are not, including the clerics. Usually, they all seem disinterested in politics, but they're there because I guess they feel that the Guild of Wizards needs represented.
Yeah.
There's a lot of wizards.
Yeah.
Kieran Jalushin is well liked, and he could very well be part of the Circle of Eight if he wanted.
He's 18th.
He seems to like where he's at. He's in his groove.
He's a party animal.
Yeah.
It just says Karen cultivates an almost frivolous attitude to his work.
I like that he is not only super intelligent, high-level wizard, he's highly charismatic, 17 charisma, and he has a 17 strength.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the kind of wizard I want to play.
Yeah.
If you're using that strength, you're in trouble. Yeah. And he flies around the city with his carpet of flying. So it's not like he's trying to keep a low profile.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he's not an outspoken member, but I think he's there with interest in the security of the city in mind. That's why he'll step up and give Nerov stuff, whatever. if there's trouble, like if the Orcish Empire is on the doorstep, he's probably the first person they call up.
Well, yeah, and he works as both the eyes and the ears, but also the hands and the foot, so to speak. He's the one that can kick unruly elements out, or keep them at bay, or deter them, or kill them, and yeah. So it makes perfect sense. And I guess he's also smart. He realized that by working for the really high ups, he gets a lot of power, but he's the one whispering in the ears of the high and mighty. That's a lot of power indirectly, so to speak.
Yeah.
Or he's the head of the entire guild of wizardry, so I mean that's pretty big
you
deal.
you can really yeah.
Now segueing to Odaluk.
Yes.
He's also on there because maybe the wizards needs I never really understood what the Society of the Magi is compared to the Guild of Wizards.
Yeah, exactly. You had them, and then you have the group like the Circle of Eight and stuff, who are more like a private militia of wizards that kind of
the Circle
what are
of
their
Eight
role in the city?
are definitely an extra, they're a foreign influence. So Mordenkainen influences the city through Odaluk, and Jalarzi influences the city Greyhawk probably through Kir Jalusha.
Right.
And then you have Tensor that has meaning Tensor and Jalarzi. They are the ones that have residence in the city.
Yep, that's true.
So there seems to be Tensor must be influential in a lot of sense simply because he lives there. So
since you mentioned Tensor, Anna, he's one of the new nobles.
Yeah.
So Roger classifies the old nobles as people who could trace their lineage back to the Great Kingdom. The new nobles are people who were given their titles from Zagic to present.
So it's interesting that they actually maintain a new nobility that get canonized or what? No, canonized is the wrong word, but get
and so Tensor's like a pseudo noble of Greyhawk because he has his own castle on the land.
Right, and so right in here it says they chose Odaluk, but Karen is the one that reached out to Odaluk because he lives in the city.
Yeah.
They wanted someone who lived in the city to do it. Whereas I guess, most of them are not regularly in the city all the time.
Right.
But you're right. I don't know what, so president of the Society of Magi.
Yeah.
We don't know much about it.
It's a position that was probably carved out that was important enough for the oligarchy, thus giving the wizards 2 votes on that council.
Yeah.
That is if Kieran and Odaluk get along with each other. Odaluk is a little abrasive, it says, because he's got that small man syndrome.
Right. He's got 5 strength. His bracers goes up to 9.
Yeah.
Wow. 5'1".
Now, just to get this out of the way, we know Odaluk gets killed. He ends up getting replaced by a wizard named Torrance Hedvard, 10th level wizard. I don't know all the background on where this Torrance guy came from, but it says that he's politically neutral, and his angle is he wants the city of Greyhawk to remain like a non-interventionist, which at the time in 591, that's a bad thing because the forces of evil are encroaching.
So his alignment's true neutral?
And he wants to, he's married to a cleric of Zilchus, it says.
Oh, gosh.
He also wants the city of Greyhawk to be true neutral and not get involved in outside affairs. So
there are always those around. Yep.
So it's not entirely certain whether he's better or worse than Odaluk on that council.
Yeah, well, sounds like Odaluk is not liked by many. So
Wizard seems to have a hard time getting liked. Yep.
Oh, everyone loves Otto.
It's probably not.
But there are exceptions. Yep.
Yeah. Right. So we got those are the 2 wizards, and then we have 2 priests, correct?
Yeah. To start.
Priests are back up here, I think. Priests were first. Mages and priests. Nope. Mages were first. Right, let me go
we have Bokob and Rao. Yeah. But that's another wizard ally, I guess, Ravel
right.
Descender, or how
Yeah.
does he fit in the picture of the other wizard, so to speak? The Patrick
So
of Bokob.
Ravel,
Yeah.
being his god, he also doesn't care about politics.
Right.
But he's the uncaring one, so yeah.
He's the uncaring one. He's there because he's a diviner and he can find out anything the council wants. So
there you go.
He's just like this silent guy sits in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
And if they ask him a question, he'll chime in. So he's kind of like not in any voting block, I would put him. Unless it's a voting block.
Hey, darling. Thanks for hopping in here. Really appreciate it. We're going over Who Rules Greyhawk. We're doing some nice giveaway, exclamation point drawing to get in on it. Thank
now
you very much.
Ravel Dassender, Patriarch of Bokob, is in league with Mordenkainen, so that's another inroad.
It also, it says here, when a sound judgment on some tactical issue is needed, most oligarchs look to Descender.
Yeah.
So is he on in 5891?
I believe so.
Okay, he stays because he's old there. He's 64.
Yeah.
And here,
some of the people in that list are big on the potions.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Hope everyone's doing well.
And they also have a posh life in the city council, so you either die young or you stay really old. Yeah.
Which that leads to the next cleric.
Serana?
No, Jerome.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking at Paylor.
Yeah.
No.
Jerome.
Jerome.
Yeah. He's the highest level character. He's the highest level priest in all of Greyhawk at 19th.
Yeah. But Jerome seems to be a little bit of an odd bird, Rao. Not that Rao seems to be the god that often deals in these circles, but on the other hand, seems to, I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know how this particular cleric gets on the council. It says that Jerome has a lot of foreign influence. He's big on Baluna, obviously.
It might simply be they don't. They might have been the Viluna's ambassador or something, and then settled in the city and is powerful enough. They don't want to mess, meaning keep your enemies closer. Yep.
Yes. So, but they don't fully trust him because all his influence is back in Viluna.
Oh yeah.
But he's very old.
Well,
he's close to retiring.
Yeah.
Well, he's 77, but his biological age is 45 due to a whole bunch of potions.
Yeah.
Bad move, man. Those things, man. They
oh yeah.
But it might also be that meaning Rao is powerful in itself. Viluna for Ryundi is powerful and stuff. So it might be someone they don't want to. They kind of make sure he can sit there and they can listen to him and.
So they know eventually. It says that Jerome's going, when he retires, he's going to move to Viluna.
Yeah.
So
that's probably
his time is almost up.
Yeah.
He's got a magic item here. Crooked Staff of Ral.
I saw that too.
Is that the Crook of Ral?
I don't know.
I don't think they would risk it, so to speak. Maybe it's just a copy that was symbol ceremonial.
This is before the Crook of Ral was ever discussed, though. It probably is.
It's just it's somewhat
He's
thought
high
it was
enough
fun.
level.
Yeah, He's, maybe they're hiding it in plain sight.
Well, if people don't know what it does, I mean, because in this era of the book, there's no need to banish demons. So
this might be why they figured it out later. They wrote this, and then we need the Crook around, and then or whatever. So
yeah. So I just noticed that. That was weird.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah.
So what ends up happening in 591J is the cleric voting block adds 2 more clerics.
Okay. Who are they?
Okay, so you got Eratai Khan Ipzarel. That's a mouthful. So Eratai is a priest of St. Cuthbert.
Interesting that they would do that.
Yeah. And then there is Stocaster Villain, who is a priest of Zilchus. So the city kind of goes more in a money direction and a law and order.
Lawful
direction.
neutral, both those.
Yeah.
Unless the St. Cuthbert guy is lawful good.
I think the Zilchus one is true neutral, and then the Cuthbert's lawful neutral.
Okay.
But Aratai is backed by the Night Watch, obviously. But his problem is he hates thieves and he hates pacifists. So that's like almost the entire council.
Yep.
And this is one of the guys that I'll just throw out in Living Greyhawk, which I don't have a whole lot of information on Living Greyhawk, but he eventually gets kicked off the council in Living Greyhawk.
Oh,
which cracks me up.
That's good. Yep. I like
interesting.
that. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Now, Stocaster Villain of Zilchus is less obnoxious. It says that he is really good at forecasting, trade stuff, and that he's an introvert. So he's like a little quiet, bookish.
He's
He's an accountant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as you see, as writing goes on, Zilchus gets a bigger part in politics.
Yes. Goes from almost not even
nothing
heard
at all in
about
the early
to
570s. Nothing.
Yeah.
But might be Sargent's influence in the writing. He probably liked it, and because I think Carl Sargent wrote a lot of and worked on a lot of his products simultaneously in parallel. He finished one and then kind of scripted the other one and stuff. So
Zilchus is huge in the Great Kingdom too, wasn't it?
Yes, exactly. Even the Undying is big. So I can see there's a lot of Sargentisms coming in here and in the background here.
It's likely that United Kingdom of Alyssa is trying to make an inroads on the city of Greyhawk through this cleric.
Yeah. You can tell a lot of the same ideas are in here that are in his other products. So
Thanks, Sam, for that link. That's what Mike's going over, and that comes out of.
I was hoping Sam was here. Yeah, I was.
That comes out of her. I'm going to bring that up so I can reference to that, because it's a post. Do you have a double sound here for a sec? Oh no, it's off already.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
All right, there. Good. This is from the 3.5. All right, so we at least have this. Stimray Kasane, you talked about him, right?
So he's one of we didn't. So Stimrin is a dwarf. There's two rogues brought in when Ren gets killed and Laup gets replaced.
Okay.
Laup Coburn. They're replaced by Carol Mancharn and Stimrin Canase, the dwarf. Stimrin, unlike Glodretti, Stimrin is kind of quiet and is otherwise unremarkable, I would say. I don't know what this thing says about him. That Sam linked.
Let's see.
Yeah, this is definitely more.
There's Torrent. Yeah, Torrent. So Gerda, there's. Boy, she's low level. Yep. Karen, there's Karen still, Aratai. Vesper, Cariel, and Sharon. Yeah.
Since Sam linked that, and I don't know if he has a link to it, but Sam wrote a thing called the Greyhawk Grumbler. It's a kind of like a newspaper thing that was kind
I thought
he might have talked about it on the show before.
No, who wrote the original oh my god.
Eric Menge.
Eric Menge wrote them, the first three ones. Okay. Yeah, he wrote the first. There was only two or three of them. Yep. I have them. Are they? Is there stuff in there?
Okay. I thought Sam had some influence on it.
Hold on.
Beyond that, so yes, the Greyhawk Grumbler.
Look at that! Boom.
Eric wrote it. You got it.
I got all three of them.
Okay. All he really needs is the third one. The third one will give you save it though. The third one is the end game for this topic.
Okay, there's Greyhawk Grumbler 3.
Yeah, that's the end game. This tells you what happens to the oligarchy in Living Greyhawk in 598.
Okay, cool. All right, we'll keep that up. Nice. Excellent.
Yeah.
So, it doesn't appear, from my thinking of all the events that happened in the city, with the exception of Rari, right, killing Adaluk, right? There's not a lot of strife going on with the oligarchy.
No.
Even in the worst of times, right? There may be some little internal BS, but there's nothing.
Yeah. It's pretty. They stick together.
Yeah. Even during, if you run expeditions with all the crap, the Iusians in the city and them desecrating Rigby's body and all the other crap that goes on during Age of Worms, I don't remember anything that is like the city's about to fall, unless you run Doom Grinder and let the Doom Grinder run right through it. That's a different story, but we don't need to go there. So, yeah. What? Now that I know you gave the title. All right.
Yeah.
So, all right, some questions from me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any in your research, what happens to Arental during the Gord books after they Theoden, whatever, the king gets killed, right, from the Beggars Guild, and they win the war, and then he just disappears. Does he retire? And then Org takes over? What happens to him?
Does the Beggars War, it's the war between the thieves and the Beggars Guild, but I'm not sure it works all, well, yeah. But it doesn't affect the rest of the city council. I don't think the rest of the city council is not even mentioned. It's
what
not part
of
the story. Yeah.
He's the guildmaster, not Org.
Yeah.
And that's going into
on
this.
But you have to realize that it might not necessarily be the same. It might be a difference from the Gord books to the box set, might not overlap completely. There might be discrepancies there. So
Arental's mentioned in here.
Even the name, like who was Guildmaster before Org? Who was he on the council before Org?
Yeah.
And
we also don't know exactly what date the Gord books were compared to the box set. So
I don't know.
It's one of these idiosyncrasies in the published Greyhawk publications.
Yeah. So okay.
So you just have to work it out.
Yeah, but Arental's mentioned in this book. That's why I want to know what happened to him. That's all I'm asking.
Yeah.
Like right here. Mm-hmm. Following the disappearance of Theobald when the Thieves Guild attacked the Palace of Trash, Gaspar took control of the Union and sued for peace with Arental, who was then the Guildmaster of Thieves. So together they drew up a new mutually acceptable charter of the operation of the Union. Now this is right before, like, did he retire? Well, I just want to know. That's all.
Oh, there are no retired Guildmasters of the Thieves, I get. So yeah, it's like the old days. You sat until someone killed you and replaced you, literally. So
yeah.
Might be. Yeah.
And then there was no more fighting.
Yeah. That was the easiest way of solving it. I guess that's a chaotic way. You're a ruler until someone replaces you, and that's it. Yeah.
Get retired.
Yeah, you get retired. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You know who doesn't retire?
It's just, it's all supposition. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah.
There's no.
Exactly. We don't. It's like a lot of things there. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, we have a time frame. Because this is 581. This book is correct?
Yeah, so it's like leading up to the war. It's part of that series of publication where they advanced the timeline a little bit from product
right here.
To product.
It says this war took place some 15 years back to make it 566.
Yeah.
Right. So it's 4 years before everything gets published. Thanks, David.
Yeah, that's 4 years before Nerif is mayor. Yeah.
That's 4 years before Nerif Gaskell's mayor. Five.
So there had to have been just some average Joe as mayor. I don't know that stepped down.
Yeah, you can put something in there
because no one on that list they say is former mayor.
Yeah.
So whoever's the former mayor is no longer around.
Right.
Yeah. But that's cool because that means that you can introduce an NPC in there for some reason. So that gap gives you as a DM a good little window put in your own stuff in your campaign to fill the void, so to speak.
I find it I just find it a little strange that
it's kind of
there's
typical
no one
Greyhawk
before Nerf Gasgul. It's Zagging to Nerf Gasgul and nothing in between.
But that's kind of a Greyhawk tradition. You have detail, sporadic super detail, and in between there's white spots, both geographically, time-wise, and content-wise. There's like one little village has a lot of detail, but you barely know anything about the rest of the place.
Understood, but like there are exceptions to that.
Yeah, which I think that gives you options. Look at it.
What's tab, Sam?
The adventure begins. If there's a prior mayor, I would love to know the name because
that would be cool to put together a list like we've done with royalty and Furiundi and Nyrond and
I'm just asking for something between Zagging and
Sam's talking hundreds of years past.
I'm talking about between
Zagging
and Nerf Gasgul.
Yeah.
We're just talking within the narrow time frame.
There's no mirrors.
Yeah.
That's all. But but we know now a time frame of the Beggars' War is 566.
Yeah.
So
cool.
According to that, delving into that a little bit. All right. So, Lord Mayor
Aaron. 498.
Yeah. But that's not.
Okay. I don't know the reference, but I hope that's something to work with.
All right. So from this original group, what are like?
Tab. Okay.
Yeah, and that's Roger though. Roger's adding stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger's books are so dense that I was like scouring that book today, and I still didn't find that reference Sam's talking about.
Okay.
That's crazy.
There's a lot in there. From this group here, from the original group of here. I mean, it's like most of the Thieves Guild's got the control of it, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it seems like no one cares because things are okay.
The only way it's going to change is, say, the merchants get maybe, everything's nice and stable, and they're like, there's more of us than there are the thieves. Look, we should be in charge, not the Thieves Guild.
Right, and that's going to lead to war.
Yeah.
But
stability.
But a lot of that, some of that's hinted. All right, that's good because some of that kind of, I don't know if it was intentional or not. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, Jay, not necessarily war, because sometimes both parties realize that war is costlier than trying to compromise. So if you're level-headed, you can strike out a deal and then push the conflict in the future. So not necessarily war, but it's definitely risky because it's when you have change in power, that's when there is always a risk, the intent and heightened risk of conflict, so to speak.
Well, there's always bad factions inside the city trying to.
Oh yeah, but even bad factions might realize that now it's not the time or something like that. There's always reasons not to go to war, just like there's always reasons to go to war. And sometimes one side wins out over the other, depending on, so to speak.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, in this, the Iusians are basically undercover as merchants, right?
Yeah, there you have
Carter Coaching Company, right?
Yep.
So they're doing their thing. So there you go. All right. Well, thank you. Peyrin is named, but is he before Zagging or after Zagging? Right. So yeah. All right. Thank you. We appreciate that. So just saying that. I mean, there's a lot of subplots in here. Well, after Zagging, that's what I thought. All right. Cool. There you go. One. Woo. Da, da, da. Awesome.
I'm glad.
All right, Mike.
Yeah.
Adventure begins.
Yeah.
Any notations as we move through the years into that
Well,
final.
we've kind of jumped around back and forth
Right.
on the changes,
Mhm.
and we hit most of them now.
Right.
The only significant one we didn't talk about was that Centaur eventually has to step down because he's been blackmailed. He is.
So he does step down.
Mhm.
Yeah, he eventually,
Okay.
or whatever you do in your campaign, he's outed, he's out.
And that's why Derrida Fashion comes in.
No, Derrida.
Oh, he's already in. Yeah, that's right.
Moved up, but no, Tigran Gelner moves
Right.
in.
Okay.
And that's
Shoot.
he's the guy who's responsible for creating this would have been during From the Ashes, by the way.
Yes.
He creates the Mountaineers, the Harpy Marines.
Right. Oh yeah, the Mountaineer Militia. Yeah, he has
Mountaineer.
all the air forces, right? Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So he's a Fultian too.
Yes. So that's where in 591 I postulate that the priests and the lawmen, the constables, could be a voting bloc to maybe compare with the thieves at that point.
Yeah.
Okay. And why did they add 2 more?
Well, my best guess here is that Jerome and Rao and Backup, both of these clerics are getting up there in age. They know Jerome's going to retire to Luna. Ravel just doesn't give a care, but he's still a pretty old wizard or
Right.
priest, I mean. So maybe they bring in some new blood, or maybe they just, like you said earlier, Zilchus is making some inroads. St. Cuthbert's very popular god, so maybe people just wanted more.
What year would this be in the timeline?
This is 591.
Yep.
Yeah. So then we have Turismak and invasion at the side of the border, which means that then I guess the Watch and other forces like that probably gets a lot more influence. Exactly, because they are now the one literally keeping the city safe. So then you can simply demand more influence. Yeah.
Yeah. Sam's right. Someone eventually had to come up with an opposing block of voters on that list.
Hey, Rob. So here's one that is in between those time frames. Etten Derricks.
Yeah, he kind of moves up. Etten Derricks, I think, is the warden of
replaces
the prison.
Derrida Fashion.
Yeah. Derrida is also very old, I think.
Yeah,
in the box set. And so this guy is the warden of the prison.
Okay.
Who is, I believe, lawful evil.
Ooh.
So
sounds
that
convenient.
Throws off that would throw off the balance of Titch, but still lawful.
Yeah.
Soon collecting immense bribes allowed people to run the city with whatever weapons they liked. The violence this cause soon became too great for Nerv to ignore, and that's in for Helfrey. The new constable, Sir Gavin Ambus. All right. So.
Knight's Screed. No, I didn't know that, Sam. Thanks, but no thanks.
Oh, who's Knight's Screed?
It's
it's an old story.
Oh God.
Is it
bad? Well, we should not talk about it.
It's a tangent. We don't want to.
Yeah, it's a tangent. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just.
It has nothing to do with Chat Demon, right?
No.
No. They're different stories in the Greyhawk
different
community.
stories. We don't want to.
Yeah.
Nice.
You just got to know that every name is an anagram, probably.
Yeah, a lot of them are.
All
right, and then we know all the other ones from the previous here.
Yeah.
So, all right, and that's the one I did not hear of. And here's Stetcaster Verlaine, Zilchus. Notice how everyone's jumped way up in levels.
Roger.
Oh, Doc,
Roger,
thanks, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it might also be old school to newer schools, so to speak, that the levels went up for a bit, and
Well, in 3rd edition, it was a race,
yeah.
right?
Yeah, well, third edition, yeah, you could go up and they had epic in the making and stuff.
Well,
so
the first round they went to 18th and they stopped at 16th from that point on. Living Greyhawk, right? That was
Oh yeah, but the
basically
books covered 20th level, and then epic came and covered beyond that. So yeah.
There was beyond 20th level in third edition.
Oh yeah, epic.
Oof. Damn,
Mm-hmm.
that's too crazy.
Yep. I covered like 30 or 40 or something like that. So yeah.
All right, Mike. I guess we'll go to our grumbler. Right?
Right.
Yeah. I love it. So it's an awesome little table. The Greyhawk bitterness level. It's like just moody, starts with there, and kind of surly, full blown hissy cow, flat out caustic and spitting vitriol. It's funny.
All right. So what we got in here?
What happens is, from the looks of it, Turin Deathstalker goes on a killing spree.
In the city?
You're asking about, is there any infighting on the council? Well, Turin comes back.
5 oligarchs died.
And yes, some oligarchs died. Some of it's whimsical, but I'm sure there was more to it that Sam could explain. But he's straight up.
It says unfortunate pudding incident of CY 365.
Yeah. Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah.
Why? Well, that's the wrong year, though.
No, it's the most aggressive regime change since 365.
Oh, okay. Since the unfortunate pudding incident.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So he comes back and he kills Nerov. Why? I have no idea.
Okay.
But the point is, heads start rolling.
Yep.
Everyone in Living was killing each other. It says that Torrance Hedvard, he died of shock when he witnesses the murder. So that's 2 down, right?
Right, yeah.
For some reason, Cariel Mansharn explodes at the river gate. So however that happened.
Yeah, everyone was dying.
Whichever free state, okay.
Clarity Buchanan dies.
Both dwarves on the council die.
Simpson Castanet, yeah.
The dwarves
mutually strangle
each other to death. Yes.
So that's bullshit.
Yeah.
Mutually strangle each other. Wow.
Right.
This is
So a bunch of them drop. What ends up happening because of this is there is not enough surviving. You have to have a quorum. The directorship falls to 10 members.
Right.
And so they need a quorum to pick a new Lord Mayor. Since they don't have enough votes, then they have to bring out I believe the People's Council, the Public Council, to vote in, can't remember if it's vote in a new oligarch or just a vote in a new mayor. But needless to say, the you know how the voting council goes, you got talking goats and other stuff like that.
Okay.
You know, the crazy political parties come out of the woodwork. Also later on in that article, you'll see Hollerdale resigns.
Yeah, Gerda. Yeah.
Gerda goes on the run. So that's another spot that opens.
She's not dead, she's undead, and all sorts of fun stuff. That rich and wicked never die. I love that in Poland.
When you got time, read the whole thing because
it's
Eric
awesome.
Writes a very funny
Yeah.
News thing.
Did they? Here's my question about this. Is this like a Mad Magazine version, or is this official? We got to ask Eric Mona.
Sure.
Yeah, but it reads like the Mad whatever.
It's official,
right.
Jay. It's official in that the Living Grut campaign was running down, and this is it. That was the final grumbler.
That's I know it's Grumbler 3, but
I only have 3 grumblers.
There's only 3.
Okay, good. Yeah.
The question is, did Eric Mona say to Eric Menke, just have at it? Or
apparently,
was there an agenda here? So
what it was, the outcome was silly but fun.
well,
Yeah.
I got that, but this is like,
Yeah.
because this is
Yeah.
another. I mean, this is funny and hysterical, but if you're serious about running your Greyhawk campaign, you're outside.
Oh
You're
no,
like,
I
oh
wouldn't.
god,
I
what
wouldn't
I
is
use
don't
it.
this?
think. Yeah, I
No.
don't think you can accuse the Living Greyhawk campaign of being
No.
too serious.
Yeah.
That's
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, but as we said before, them thieves are not going to step down. They're probably going to die in office.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I just thought that is interesting that someone did kind of
Wow.
have an end game in mind for that list, and the list gets blown up.
Holy jeez, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of this was written for the triads, so
Right.
people who wrote modules had fun stuff to fall back on when they wrote modules of various kinds. So yeah.
So
So it was
it
not for
gets,
players, it was for DM or module writers to have more inspiration to put into to base their modules on. That's my
I have
guess.
to read this. I have to read this.
Mhm.
Who are these black-clad, white-faced agents of annoyance? Mimes. And not just any mimes, Zvart mimes. Even a hero's feast
Yep.
won't protect you from the horror. They have replaced the mono-browed beggar by the Black Eight as the Grumbler's direst threat to Greyhawk. And it says, instead, ignore the Zvart mimes until they get real jobs like mugging, extortion, or gambling. It sounds like Eric is high.
Yeah.
I mean, my God.
You have to
Okay.
ask him. It's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
The truth is in the eye of the pen holder.
Wow. Holy jeez.
Yeah.
How the goblins here we go. How the goblins managed to build a nation the Grumbler has no idea. Have you ever seen the inner workings of a goblin tribe? It's like stuffing 50 toddlers full of sugar, make them watch Zvart mimes for an hour, and then giving them all sharp objects.
Yeah. Maybe he had young kids when he wrote this. Yeah. You never know. I don't know if he has kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah.
I gotta ask.
Talk to him. Yep.
Hopefully Eric is here for at Virtual GrowdCon. Ask the experts and all that. I gotta ask him.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might as well just kill more. Yeah. Everyone died anyway. I had no idea about turn. Yeah. Wow. So by the time we had the series blot out, Eric had no other idea. It just is like, wow.
I got in on that action back in the day, Joe.
Oh, I got to see this.
Check out this link. Yeah.
There's a smart mime. Oh my God. Let me bring that up on the big. Oh my gosh.
Zvart mimes.
I would have, I don't know what I would have done if I was involved back then. I'd be like, you guys are freaking crazy, man.
Yeah.
This is even nuts.
You would have hated it. You would have hated
I
would have hated it.
Either that or you would have gone crazy and
I
you
would have had Poo-Poo and Kakat take over the world. That's what I would have had.
You would have been
a
third edition great freak fond of multiclassing up the wazoo and all that.
Oh my
so,
God.
Yeah. You will be a min-maxer.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. That's what but I just the stories. But I can't find anywhere in the Demonomicon. Make it
Raxavort. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm so tempted to use these smart mimes on Saturday. Oh my God. Holy jeez, that's hysterical. That is funny. Good job. Yeah, puppets the best part. Now this is worse than puppets. Yeah. 3 good. Yeah. Craziness. All right, so everyone dies. You're dead. What do you do next?
Dead.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy.
I got one last thing I want to go over
Yeah,
now.
please.
Kind of clear the
Yeah.
list. I want to come back to the nobility thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
All right. Roger writes in The Adventure Begins that there are old nobility, new nobility. So here's some of the examples he throws out. And this was kind of interesting to me. Old nobility. The Wainwrights.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, they're like
Outside
string
the
pullers
city.
behind the scene. Yeah, outside. They're
They
string
go
pullers.
all the way back.
Yep.
All the way back to the Great Kingdom.
Yep.
There's a family called the Wheats Mills that run a mill in Clarksburg.
Okay.
Then it mentions Count Petrides of Ernst, who
Mhm.
now lives in the city, being a foreign nobility. And then I think this one's my speculation, but I think Lord Henway is probably
Another
an
one.
old noble. That's my
Yeah.
guess.
Mhm.
Yeah, because he's like, oh, I'm just gonna keep all these monsters here. I got nothing better to do. Yeah.
And he owns a lot of mines. So I see that as, maybe he's been around a very long time.
Wow.
He came
Now,
in early when there was a lot of
Yeah.
land available. Yep. Mhm.
now the new nobility, this is really interesting. So Roger mentions the Loxwell family of the Gnarly
Mhm.
Forest.
Yeah.
Okay. And then there's the Black Fair family who raised the horses, the really good
Mhm.
horses.
Right. They have the
Yeah.
best horses.
Yep. Then there's Lord Urag, adventurer.
Mhm.
He's given a title. Lord Robelar, former new noble of the city of Greyhawk. Then there's I saw a reference to a Lord Silverfox.
Yeah.
Which I can't remember what Silverfox does.
Oh, geez.
And
they're outside the city, if I recall.
Yeah.
And the new nobility might also be people who bought their titles, because that
for
was
sure.
common in some, meaning they paid in a hefty bribe to the city, and then they became got a title. They got lands and they got a title, but no.
The old nobility is probably a very small list.
The Silver Fox, aren't they in 1 Ford or 2 Ford? One of those.
I think so.
Might be.
Somewhere down there. I think they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then he also mentions that Otto would be a new nobility, that he moved to the city. And we mentioned Tenzer before. So yeah, Sigurd has its nobility, but none of them are on the oligarchy.
Right.
But they're all
No, because
very
they
wealthy.
didn't buy enough for political power, so to speak. So yeah.
Well, it actually says, he actually writes that the upper class in the city of Greyhawk consider politics a middle class career.
Yeah, exactly. They want to stay above it. So yeah. Yeah.
But they get offended when the oligarchy infringes on their noble rights.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Don't mess in their business.
Yep.
So,
and that's interesting when you have these kind of social cultural difference between an earlier generation. That makes interesting world building. It's a wonderful way for to build adventures and stuff. So stories. Yeah.
One last one real quick, Jay. I think Roger also mentions that the Gynarchy in Hardby is part of the old money.
Yeah, that makes sense, and that ties into my idea that Hardby was the original. It's older than Greyhawk as a city.
Yeah,
I got that sense. Yeah.
I believe they said that when the Gynarch of Hardby visits City Greyhawk, she is treated with more pomp and circumstance than Lord Mayor Gasgul.
Yeah. That sounds cool. Yeah.
Yeah. And that just, Nerif has that inferiority complex about it.
And also all the old nobility probably pay tribute to the Hardby elite, so to speak, because they've been there long enough. Yeah.
And if the city ever got attacked by Ayus, who's the first ones that are going to flee the city? The nobles.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, all the council members and their various guilds would probably stick around and defend it.
Well, yeah, because that's all they got. They need to, because it's their power base, and you look after your power base. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mike, my question here is: you did some Greyhawk City adventuring, right?
Yeah.
Any rising up through the ranks of organizations, nobility? Like, where did your characters go? Where did it go to?
All right. So I had a player, friend of mine. He's no longer with us. he played the wizard Mortellin, which is my screen name, Mortellin, that I used. So his character Mortellin was a wizard. He was going up through the ranks of the, and he was adventuring and going up through the Wizards Guild. But he hated the fact that I was always keeping a ranking of wizards. So it was like, no matter how high level he got, there was always, Jalusha, Mordenkainen, Tensor, there's always these wizards ahead of him that were more popular. And so the player was a little jealous. And so it came out through his character. The character was jealous and he just was power hungry. And he eventually, got on the oligarchy. I think he started out president of the Society of Magi when Odin got killed.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, sure, it's an open spot, get in there. Well, as soon as he got in there, then the politics started happening, and eventually, I let him be mayor.
Oh, he made it to mayor.
He made it to mayor.
Wow.
He made it to mayor, but eventually he ended up leaving it because I kept picking on him with the Scarlet Brotherhood and other stuff.
Well, you have to give him problems if you elevate him.
Yeah. So he ended up leaving the City of Greyhawk, and I write about that in a lot of my blog stuff about the Pomarge, Scarlet Brotherhood War, and all the stuff. The campaign then drifted into wars. We went from adventuring to politics to wars to he was great.
Okay. So for me, let's see. I kept it on a lower level. Tried to. None of the characters got involved in the political aspect of the oligarchy. Because the adventurers didn't want to. And they're still, the highest, some of the characters 12th, 13th level now, right? And Grail brought up from first. One, Salen is the deputy guildmaster of the Gravediggers and Embalmers Guild. He's the one that tried to take over the world when he put the crown of Rogera Bloodmoon on his head, right? So he became like Tulsa Doom-like. Two, Walt's character, Alphonse, is the deputy of the Night Watch, deputy guildmaster of the Night Watch. So we intertwined that. Tim's characters, Pete and John's Teamster service is in the city, and they're rivals of Abel Carter, and those Abel Carter people who are the bad eggs. There's a lot of fighting going between those, right? Both merchants, Teamster groups. And there's some high-level thieves running around, but they're not. One runs a river quarter. She's a dual-class illusionist thief, which is really nasty. Human.
Nice.
That's a nasty combination, right? But none of them have gone like, we're gonna just take a. They leave that part of the city to those characters, to those NPCs, because they're not interested in that. They all have their own houses. They all have like stuff going on, but they're not. Well, they're all part of adventuring groups. We have guild adventuring group ranks, which is very important in my a lot of all my cities. But none of them have ever gone behind. No one's a full guild master. They're deputies. So yeah.
I actually had another character involved in the politics. I just recalled. So at the same time, Mortellin is trying to work his way up to be mayor. My other main player in the campaign was my friend Jason was playing Valcon Dane, who is a character that I do a comic strip on.
Okay.
All right. Valcon Dane took over as the Cairn Hills Force commander when Tigran moved up. He became in charge of the Cairn Hills. And that was fine.
Yeah.
They were adventuring in the ruins of Castle Greyhawk a lot, and so it made sense. Well, I unfortunately had a plot where Valcon became friends with Andrad Mirius, who is a hierarch of the Horn Society of Disguise. All right, so
nice.
When he found this out, he of course ran Andrad out of town, but before that could happen, the oligarchs blamed Valcon for being complicit in this evil plot, and I had him exiled. I had a whole court room scene and everything. It was like a bunch of, false charges and
Right.
eventually my player threw up his hands. And he's like, "Fine, I'm leaving."
I had
So
enough. Okay.
yeah, so he was exiled, and Mortellin ran chasing after the Scarlet Brotherhood. So
Oh,
done.
what level did Mortellin end up?
Oh, they were
25th?
they were epic, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But they were the only two that ever had that high level.
Thank you, Sam. He found it.
Nice. Natural causes. Wow.
Oh,
At
awesome.
572. So there you go. If you start your campaign at 570, you're not Organization is not the Guildmaster. All right. So thank you for finding that, Sam. Wow. It just was weird. Good old Roger Moore. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
All right. There you
Nice.
go. Cool.
Nice.
Awesome. Died of natural causes. All right. Perfect. Wow. That's so what page is that? 62 in here. All right. I got it right here. So that's good to see, Sam. Thank you for digging that out. Because it always bothered me. I guess it bothered Roger Moore too, so that he made the change.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
You know? So awesome. Very cool. All right. Well, we went 45 minutes. Yeah, we went,
Yeah.
this is great.
Sorry.
No, this is great.
No,
It's
that's awesome. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Next 5 to 10 minutes. Does anyone have any campaign questions at all about Greyhawk? Reach out. Feel free to ask.
Exactly, Gabriel. Natural causes.
Well,
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
No. Well, don't know. Don't know if that's the case or not.
Yep.
Any random questions?
Yeah, great one, Mike. There, I learned a lot today.
See, I knew there was enough material. Like,
yeah, no,
I mean, ask
seriously.
us anything. Thing could be done anytime.
I'm great. I'm really happy to see the update on the oligarchy. It changed, and there's reasoning behind it, right?
Yeah, it's a living campaign type thing. It changes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Sam, he filled holes, which is what you need to do in that kind of publication. He said, why isn't this, just like my mind's thinking, what happened to Arental? And now we know. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Kurt. Yeah, guys. This topic was really of interest to me because, like I said, back in 2E, I used all these oligarchs. I had subplots on all of them.
It's great.
Everything I talked about, I played out. So
that's awesome.
Near and dear to my heart.
Yeah, I only touched this city. I stayed away from politics and get deep into because I wanted to know more before I got there. And then I got so tight and caught up in other stuff. And then I started mapping the rest of the continent. So I kind of, I tried to run adventures where I was mapping. Yep.
None of my friends played thieves. So they were all like fighters and clerics and wizards.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, the city's ran by thieves.
The Thieves Guild War was awesome.
I can mess with them. I can mess with them, and they can't touch the Thieves Guild because they rule it. The city.
Yeah, that's great.
It was great, good times.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, we're gonna have some Thieves Guild fighting for Virtual GradCon on Thursday night, with Ed Greenwood involved, and Curtis involved, and Stephen Randy McFarlane involved. So. No questions? All right. You guys are easy.
They're probably overwhelmed by
the
info dump.
We stuffed them with the information here for almost 2 hours. Yep.
So all right. We'll do some what was Jalarzi's interest in ground politics ever explained somewhere. She's not. So here's the deal with Jalarzi. Jalarzi was brought on because they wanted to diversify. It says it right in the original Greyhawk box set with a woman, and but a lot of them were worried that because she was good aligned like Tensor, and that would skew the circle toward that direction. But they didn't have a better candidate, so they went with her.
Hey.
Yeah. You prefer to stay out too, yeah. So
Jalarzi also has ties to nobility, which he tries to downplay.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. And I like Jalarzi a lot, and I use her a
Yeah.
fair. I mean, she's a main connection for good characters of high level, like the Iron Brigade in my Greyhawk.
That's right,
Absolutely.
Patrick. There will be a test tomorrow on
Yeah.
everything we talk
Yeah.
about.
Absolutely. But it was a good add to the
Yes.
Circle of Eight. It was good. It was a good add. I still have, Roger did some really good work with Return of the Eight, right?
Yeah.
I'm okay with the replacements.
Yeah.
I'm okay with them. But it's still,
I like Al Hamazat because it gave the Packloonish a little
right.
nod.
Well, Rary was Backloonish,
Yeah,
but he
that they
wasn't like
ruined him.
hardcore back. Yeah, he was cat back. Yeah,
Yeah, it wasn't hardcore.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So a lot of good stuff though. But she's Ernst, right? Jalarzi's from Ernst.
I
think
believe
she
so.
was.
Yeah.
Is it Ernst or
Mhm.
Niron,
Dutchy,
Rob?
I think Dutchy.
Yeah, I think she's Dutchy. Yeah.
Rob's got a subplot.
Yeah. Well, in my game, Sam, she dumped Karen Jalushin.
Well,
there you go.
Yeah.
He's a tool. He rides around on that carpet, and
they were together for 10 years of game timeline, and they still haven't got serious.
Niron, that's it. Niron, that's it. Okay.
Niron. Okay.
Who rules the city? I still have a because I don't change. So my world is like, I'm not changing everything. Oh, I'm not changing this one. It's too much, man. Too much.
It's true.
Yeah,
I'm
thanks.
not sure
Yeah,
that far in advance.
That's what I think. And her friend Mariel is with Tim's dad's character, Abdul Amir, the cleric mage. Yes. So we actually ran that adventure for Virtual the fundraiser, first ever fundraiser. So yep. There he is. There's the ever mysterious Tim.
Master Blaster. Rules Greyhawk.
All right. So Mike, what do you got going on this week, man?
Well, my Paraland campaign is on hold while we play a little Fallout campaign.
Cool.
Yeah, so we're running around. That setting, I'm loving it. Otherwise, I'm playing Radical City with Rich, and I'm still doing comics like the aforementioned Balcon Dane. You can see in the links.
Excellent. Very cool. Well, appreciate you. Appreciate the. Oh, we got a new one.
It's a quickie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a quickie. It's a good one.
Quickies.
Yeah.
Give me one reason to let you go, Runt. I see your point. Oh. Aha. That's nice.
Yeah.
Awesome. The Ice Barbarians. I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'm working hard to get as much as possible ready for Virtual Greyhawk Con and Game Hall, and now it's starting to get there. I'm starting to get where I want to be. I've been kind of radio silent a bit, but I've also got some technical breakthroughs that I was hoping that I could do and show off. So yeah, that will be some new cool stuff. That I haven't shown anyone yet. That there will be the seminar and stuff. So there will be I just need to refine it a little bit. So then there's some more monsters to do and stuff. So yeah. So that might be a little bit a sneak peek. I will have a newsletter coming out before the Virtual Greyhawk Con, talking a little bit about it and the events and stuff. So yeah. So there is.
Yes.
So a couple of things that I was hoping I could get to work actually seems to work. So that will speed up the process significantly. So I've gotten further than I thought. Yeah.
All righty.
Yep.
So I got 3 more streams this week. Tomorrow night we finish Trouble at the Crossroads. I hit a wrong button. Shit. Sorry. Another wrong button. I've had a lot of wrong buttons tonight. The town and all that's gone because I needed it, but here we got the remains of where the ruins is, the keep and the sinkholes. What was caught? Excuse me. What is causing all those demi-shadow monsters to show up in the middle of this fight that was going on at the crossroads between the Mastrian guys, the Dwarves of Caracas, and the Norwell Headhunters? No one knows. So they're going to have to try and figure out a way to get into a lower level, or is there something going on in this area? Here's the adventure group. Here are the sinkholes near the keep. And we'll go from there and see what happens. And that will finish up that adventure. And that is number 1132. Trouble at the Crossroads. That will finish up on Thursday. Saturday, Champions of Avon. No Emerson, no Coco. Sidetracked. So we got Bella, Timothy, Cork the Mighty, Witch Starfall, and Phantom. The Avon group, minus the main barbarian. After finding the stairs to nowhere, they're heading back to Altamira, and they get sidetracked. There you go. Should see a whole bunch of new terrain I got coming out for this one Saturday at 11. Frog Gut Games giveaway. Yes, you will, or die trying. And then Sunday night, Ed is back. Yay.
Yep.
Should be fun time with Ed, and we're going to do civilization affecting magical items of Greyhawk and the Realms. So items or artifacts that could change your game or change in canon, something
Well,
that
you
happened.
mean ruining it? Ruining it or
enhancing it? Who
just
knows?
Kidding. Yeah. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. I went big.
We talked about one today on this show that we need to mention on
the
Sunday.
Crooked Rail.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that'll be Sunday evening, because then next Sunday is the Prelude show for Virtual Con for Gavin. So yeah, there you go. And that is what is going on the rest of this week. So a lot of really cool things coming up this week. So all right, let's see who wins the giveaway. Can't think of a single one, Malden. I think you can think. Got to think hard there. All right. So once again, here, I'm just going to randomly grab something else down here. That's thanks to Patrick. I got a whole bunch of stuff. Give me a sec. Oh my gosh. Deeper. I go deeper and deeper. All right. Here we go. We'll do winner gets 2, right? Your choice of either Fiend Folly or the new Greyhawk book, right? And then and Saltmarsh or Durgam's Folly, which is by Mike Morals. All right, and if you have all those, we'll figure out something else. But yeah, you get your choice of 2, and I'll send them right out tomorrow. All right. Isle of the Ape was a reactionary module. Yeah. Right. That's correct. No. So there we go. Do this, and then we're gonna raid into as we do when we're gonna raid into Bones tonight. Oh, Cloudbot. Here we go. Talking to myself. Giveaways. We got Gamescape 3D tomorrow with Troll Lord. We got Frog Out on Saturday, and we probably got some Troll Lord on Sunday night as well. Giveaways. So we got a lot coming up. All right. Winner is Grave Mistake. Grave Mistake. Congrats.
Yeah.
Congrats. Let's make sure he's in chat. Yep. All right. Awesome. Yeah. So Grave, do you have either one of these? I mean, yeah. Tell me if you have both these. Probably give you the Fiend Foley if you don't, but either one, and then you want for Durgam's Fiend and yeah, Durgam's. Got it. Awesome. Easy enough. See how easy that was. All right. So, Mike, thanks for a great topic.
Yeah.
Anna, thanks a lot. See you all tomorrow night 7:30, then Saturday at 11, and Sunday night at 7. you know, so we'll enjoy the rest of the week off for me for
yeah, I will be mapping stream on Friday as usual.
Beautiful.
Yep.
I am,
and hopefully Linda will be here on Friday as well.
Oh, cool.
Yep.
It's been a while, hasn't it?
Yep.
That's
Yep.
great to hear. I've hit so many wrong buttons. So see if I hit another wrong one. Look at that. We're actually 1 minute before 9. That rarely happens, you know? Crazy. Bones will be back for the joust over Chagrakon, of course. So have some fun there coming up. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you tomorrow night.